Another good work day. So these guys are very focused on preparing for Colorado, and just appreciate their attitude, their effort, their work ethic, their attention to details, and that goes for all of them. So a couple disappointing weeks, but I just see a group of guys that have responded very well, and we're, like I said, we're going to do all we can to rise up. So 2 good practices so far, and we'll have a couple more, and then we'll kick it off and go.
How did it go simulating the what you wanted to do, like open field tackle and some different things
Good.
On defense?
Yeah, you know what we did is often, as I told you on Monday, oftentimes, when you scout team stuff, your running back, it's hard for him to break through. It's a lot of times it's your third offensive line versus your first defensive line. So we put Damian Alloway back there as like a second running back. And as soon as the first guy would get stopped, Damian would know where the play was going, he would kind of trail it, and then he would break through so that all the second level guys had to swarm on him. So hopefully that helps, and then we did a lot of drill work to give us chances to get more into attack. So hopefully those things help. And then I think, when you emphasize something, you typically hope that you get results. It's really not what you teach, it's what you emphasize, and that's what we're emphasizing.
When you guys are emphasizing tackling, have to have an extra message for kind of the targeting aspects of things, because that's been a little bit of a problem. Or do you just not even know how to say?
I don't even. I don't know. I looked at, as I said on Monday, I was standing at both points of contact when they ejected Adarius and they ejected the Stanford player, and those are just good football plays. Those are just good football tackles. If those aren't good football tackles, I don't know what a good football tackle is. Both times the receiver lowered, so it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. We do the best we can though to look at that and say, okay, eyes up. But things are just happening so fast out there that sometimes you got to inject a little realism into it. So, like I said, I'm very confident that the Pac-12 and hopefully the NCAA realize that it is a very, 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 very difficult situation. It's a difficult thing to monitor, but that we can somehow find a way to make it a little bit better so that we protect these kids, but we still let them play football.
Every game is crucial. Every game is pivotal. Does this one seem? Does it seem even more so? Maybe you both want to not start 0-2 in conference action.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to start 0-2 in conference. I'm not going to worry about their mindset. For us, it's the most important one is always the one you're preparing for. I think if you take that mindset, that you can build some consistency. But I also think that it's very relevant that we need to get a conference win against a Pac-12 South opponent. So it's not something that we just overemphasize with our guys, but we certainly have talked about it. What we talked about is just playing the best we can play in the next contest.
Are there some guys on defense that you've seen step up, improve over the last couple of weeks?
Yeah.
In practice?
Some guys that are getting some play time that I'm really excited to see play more. Chicoze has been doing a nice job. Martin Andrus is coming along. Osa didn't get to play much last week because he was out the first half, but he's coming along. I think Chris Barnes is really coming along. I think he's making some really big strides. Quentin Lake is a guy that's, he hadn't played much, but it looks like he's about ready to work into the rotation on special teams. And this is, Coach Meade told me yesterday that he was probably the smartest freshman he'd ever coached, which is pretty impressive. He's standing behind you working on his tackling. Looked out my window on Sunday, he was working on his tackling. Looked out here on Monday afternoon, he was working on his tackling. He and Darnay kind of do a lot of extra work. I think Mike Alves is playing outstanding on offense. You were asking me just about defense.
Yeah, but you can keep going.
Mike Alves is doing some great things, really good things. So, and obviously the receivers and Josh and the backs are really around the ball. So it's good.
Martin Andrus represent kind of a real bigger body at nose guard that maybe you don't have among other guys.
I like that wide body. It's to sound, don't mean to sound crass, but when a linebacker is standing back there and there's a gigantic rear end in front of him, and a powerful lower body, that can keep a block off of him quickly, that's how you want to play football, and he gives us that.